fans, don't forget, every Friday is Red Friday, so show off your pride.
Right, Thursday, got to get into a little third down today. Had a great day out there as far as conditions. Beautiful Missouri day, but had a good practice. Continuing to work here to just try to make some progress across the board in as many different areas as we can. Today was part of that progress. Working real hard on trying to continue to make sure all of our players are aware of that we need all 45 on Sunday. We're working hard at that here as we get through the week to try to determine who those guys will be. I've been doing a lot of research on snaps played by our guys, both on their sides of the ball, plus special teams, meaningful special teams plays, that is. I mean, that includes punt returns, kickoff returns where they're running and hitting, and just really working hard at trying to find more things or more jobs for more people to make the guys that we do end up putting in uniform on Sunday have a meaningful big role or a bigger role for us each and every week. So I think that's the way we'll continue to get better. So again, continue getting ready for a very good Indianapolis Colts team. Any questions?
Todd, are you in part sort of eager to get to Sunday just to see how good this team is going to be? I mean, this is a road game against a good team. I mean, you guys are 3-0, not exactly sneaking up on the Colts. You kind of just want to see yourself how good this team is?
Again, I've worked real hard not to look at any game like that, and we'll continue to do that here as we're in this building process. And to me, what it's all about is that we were, better this Wednesday or this Thursday than we were last Thursday, and a little better than yesterday. And I'm happy for all the time we have. I mean that. I've said that a number of times, but I really do mean it. If we could slow down time, that would be good, because we are far from accomplished. We're working to try to become a good team, and that takes time. So I'll take all the time we can get, especially when you start talking about a team like the Colts that like I said yesterday, has won 101 regular season games going back from this day to 8 years ago. 9 playoff games and Super Bowl appearances. So, you're really talking apples and oranges between the two teams, and we're just trying to get better so that we can go out there Sunday and into their place and be competitive.
But you said yesterday, and you said now, that you have to work to not think that way. There's sort of there an itch in your head that says, well, kind of I'd like to see, but you got to stay on point.
No, I don't think any itch that's not there all the time. I think that, like I've talked about, some human nature is human nature. So I think in some of these, in this situation that we're in, you've got to fight human nature. Mine, the other coaches, and all the players, because it's easy to get caught up in thinking you're something you're not. And that's all we're focused on, is just trying to be something. And we are working really hard at that task.
You said that yesterday and today about you just want to go in there and be competitive. Why don't you want to go in there and win the game? Why don't you say that? What do you mean by being competitive?
Because if we're not competitive, we'll have no chance to win the game. We're, like I said, this is a team that's won going into this year 99 regular season games in the last 8 years. I don't know what our total is, but I know what it is over the last 2, and really the last 3 I'm pretty aware of. So. We're trying to move forward every day so that we can, at some point, be considered a good team. We're not right now. I mean, we're just not there, and that's just the way it is. That's life. This team that we're playing is a good team. In my estimation, they're a great team. So, that's a. I think I'm just trying to be realistic. I think above anything else.
So if you're not a good team, what do you consider yourself right now?
A team in transition. We're transitioning from a not-so-good team to trying to become a good team. And I'm hoping that happens sooner rather than later. And that's the bottom line for me as the head coach and where we are.
When will you know when and if you've made that transition? How will you know?
Well, I would think that there'd be a X, or one of those symbols they put next to your team name, down the road. I'm just the good teams have those next to their team names instead of the other one that means has no chance.
You talked a minute ago about count snaps for the various players. Are there certain guys you're a little bit disappointed after 3 games that you haven't got them enough work?
Yeah, I don't know. Disappointed is the word, Adam. I think that we've had good results. I mean, I'm feel good about the things we've done in the games and the way we've done them. We've had some difficult weeks scheduling wise to deal with, and some different things along the way. The bye week falling where it did, all those kinds of things. So I'm not disappointed at all with. I feel very good about what we've done to this point. I just think to continue to try to become a good team for various reasons, we're going to have to get guys reps. We've got right now. There's too many one or the others, in my opinion. There's too many Jackie Battles who have 67 plays, but 63 of them are on special teams, and too many say Eric Berry, or I won't even say Eric. Let's say Brandon Flowers, who has 180 snaps, but 170 of those are on defense. So I just think that to cover yourself as you go forward, that means to develop players on offense and defense and to develop special teams players, we need to have more crossover, which I still think we're doing pretty good with. We got a lot of crossover. That's why I did the exercise. I've got it all laid out where I can see their team snaps and their special team snaps, and then kind of look at them against everybody else. And it's an interesting exercise, and it's something that I've been really focused on, but I want to continue to be focused on, and I don't want to become short-sighted in any of those areas.
And it's easy to say, hey, we need to get Jackie Battle more work, or we're working Brandon Flowers too much. But when you get to Sunday and it's live and you're trying to win a game, is it really that easy?
Well, I just think you have to. Excuse me, I sound like Peter Brady or Bobby Brady. Who was the one that squeaked? Is it Bobby? Peter, right before that damn continued Hawaii vacation, Brady Bunch, that you waited so long for for the next one, part 2.
You're not helping yourself.
Is that your favorite TV show growing up?
Well, when there was only 4 TV shows, so you're too young probably to remember that. When you only had 4 channels and 3 of them were news, yeah, you watched Ultraman, the Brady Bunch, and whatever you could get your hands on. There wasn't anything to watch besides listening to KDKA and the Pirates and the Penguins and the Stillers. Studio Wrestling. All right, Adam, sorry. That's easy to say, I think. But, like, say when you look at our secondary, say a guy like Kendrick Lewis, 180 snaps, 15 to 18 of those coming on special teams, or maybe a little more. He might be in the 20s. But 180 snaps, one of our higher, more playing rookies across the board. And then I look at a John McGraw with 60-some snaps, and it's split pretty evenly, a defense and special teams. So I think that's where you got to start to, or Brandon Flowers that's pushing 200, because he's playing some jammer. We got to alleviate some guys and train others and try to just balance it out a little bit so there's, again, like I said, less one or the others. Even a guy like Derek Johnson who's played a ton of snaps on defense. I mean, he's up there in our top 5 total play guys, but 4 special teams plays. And he could be who's to say he can't be a devastating special team player at times or in certain situations. So, I'm just trying to keep my eyes wide open and really make it something that I'm focused on a lot of the time and then make the coaches aware of at all times also, so that we're not, again, being short-sighted for the future or for now.
Coach, as you evaluated...
Last question. Karen's got the last question.
As you evaluated this team during the bye going into the Colts, Did you find out that all that you did at camp, the 100-degree humidity and everything like that, played in toughening the team? Because last year, one of the things you talked about a lot was making this team tough, getting them fit, making them tough. And as you evaluated those first 3 games, is that toughness there, and did that play any part in it?
You know, I don't know, Karen. I think that I'm all for that. I've always, but I've always been for training camp supposed to feel like training camp. That's just from growing up and being around it and watching it go on and being in training camps or spring trainings of teams that I've been on. So I just like that. We've been a pretty tough-minded team here, but how much you give credit to that, how much you give credit to surviving last year, in difficult times, how much you give credit to our off-season program. I don't know. It's the sum of all the things that we've done to this point, and like I said, we're not there yet. We got a lot of work to do, but I like that. I know that, I've been on teams where we've gone up and had training camp in Flagstaff where, you're at 8,000 feet elevation, but the temperature is always 72, and we've made it to the Super Bowl before. So, I don't know. I've been to Oxnard with Dallas where the temperature is 75 degrees every day, and the little mist or whatever that's called, the marine layer comes in every day and doesn't leave till 1, and it was a pleasant temperature camp. So I don't know. I prefer it. I like it. I really enjoyed camp. I like extreme. If it's going to be hot, give me 110. If it's going to be cold, give me a blizzard. That's just the way I am. Good. Oh, I said last question. One, Sam. Last question. Last question.
You may have answered this in one of your earlier things, but does being 3-0 at all change either how you're viewing this transition or what you think can be possible or expected this season?
No, it really doesn't, Sam. Other than that, I'm happy that we've been able to see some positive reinforcement because that is very critical to success, And the thing I was so worried about last year is I knew we were making progress. I knew the guys were listening. I knew they were doing what we were saying and asking them to do a lot of the time. But we weren't, we were finding ways to lose games, or games were going the wrong way in the end, or we weren't making that one play. And so, you can only keep talking about it for so long, but eventually they need to see, the players I'm talking about and even the coaches need to see some results, and they need to see that reward in order to build and feed off of that and start to say, hey, this I knew this was right, but now I'm seeing it's right. So, I think we got a lot of believers, and I think winning the first 3 out of this quarter has not hurt that, at all, which is a good thing. Thank you.